my friends, it's Dana. Welcome back to Decorate with Dana. Today's video we are going to do a few different DIYs. I wanted to make a, excuse me, the sun is really bright. I wanted to make a DIY topiary for the mantle. If I like the way that turns out, I want to make one probably for like the front porch, a two-tiered one. This one is just a very simple one that I got the inspiration from Amazon, and it was like $40 on Amazon. And I'm like, this looks very easy to make. So I wanted to make one of those today. I wanted to get a couple of terracotta pots to make it in and age it. I have made it and I love the way it turned out. I think it's so beautiful. I aged 2 pots, but I ended up only using one for the topiary, and I think I'm just going to use the other one as like an aged pot as decor or something, or maybe for a plant or something, because I didn't really need 2 topiaries. So loved the way that turned out. The last video I posted, I shared that opal wall vase that everybody loves that has the hook, and I spray painted it. I got the knockoff on Amazon, and it's definitely a knockoff. It is not, I don't believe, anywhere near the quality that the original one is, but from what I've heard, I don't know, because I don't have the original one that happens to be $94. I got the $15.99 Amazon version, and let's just say you get what you pay for. So anyways, I tried to spray paint it last time, liked it better, but this time I put a little rub and buff on it to see if I would like it even more. Didn't change it too much. I'm on the fence. I'll share that with you guys here in a minute. I'm on the fence if I like it or not, so you guys can let me know what you think. I haven't hung it yet because I don't want it to be, I don't know if I like it. So I don't want to put like more holes in the walls to hang it somewhere if I don't think I'm going to end up keeping it. Even if I thought I loved it so much I want to order the original one, the holes are different on the original one, or the higher priced better one. The whole lineup is different, so it would still be putting extra holes in the wall. So I don't know. You guys can let me know once I show it to you, after we put a little rub and buff on, and see what you guys think about it. And then I want to take that Antonia vase, dupe vase that I found from At Home, and give that a little spray paint and see how that comes up. I think after this video, the At Home Shop With Me video will be up, where I will share that with you in a little bit more detail. But I want to take that vase and I want to give it a spray paint to make it a woven color that I want a little bit more, which would be a deeper, richer brown. I am just taking spray paint that I already have here and spray painting it. It's really for like outside something, but it's just a matte finish. That's all. I just wanted to make sure it was a matte finish, and it's just in the color brown. So I'm going to spray paint that and see if I like the color of that a little bit better. If not, I can always go to the store and get another color that I like better, but I wanted it to be a deeper, richer brown anyways. And why go out and buy paint when I have some here that I can at least try to see if it works? So without further ado, I'm going to share with you the ones I've already done, and the only one I haven't done yet while I'm doing this intro is spray painting. We are going to go do that. Okay, so this is the vase that is from At Home. Sorry for the shadows out here. It's actually a very beautiful sunny day. But this is the vase from At Home. I love this. This is like such a beautiful dupe for the Antonia vase. But the only thing I don't love about this is the color. The Antonia vase is also a little bit darker color. So I have this. It's actually a Rust-Oleum, but like I said, I'm just going to use it. It's a flat protective enamel. This is just in the color brown. I just want to give this a light coat and we'll see how it turns out.
Killing time, Friday night. Found a photograph of us without cares and worn out clothes. Doesn't seem so long ago. I'm just sitting here bored at home, and it really got me thinking of the times we took off on the road. I can't remember where we headed that night. We were cruising around town in Memphis, running the lights. I just know how it felt at home for
So now we're going to work on the DIY topiaries. I picked up these pots from Lowe's along with this garden lime. This is my favorite way to age pots. I feel like it gives it the most realistic look, as if your pots have been sitting in the garden aging for a long time. I just mix a little bit of the garden lime with water. I wanted a pretty thick consistency, so I added a little bit more till I got it to the consistency I wanted. Then I just used a couple of paintbrushes to apply it. As you can see, I had a couple of helpers here, but I just used the paintbrushes to apply it, you know, pretty thick in some areas, and it will look like it's really kind of, you know, built up on there, and that's okay. I leave that, and then you'll see just before I move on to the next step, once it dries, I kind of take off some of the bigger chunks, but I want it to look like it's really been built up and, you know, aging for a long time. This garden lime dries very quickly. So I just wanted to make sure I got all of the outsides along with about an inch down on the insides as well.
Friday night, found a photograph of us. I can't remember what we did that time. We were spending one night in Venice. It just slipped my mind. I just know how it felt. I won't forget that. Windows down and open top. But we were clever not to take it too far. Though it's hard not getting tempted. Calling you up to see how you've been. 'Cause don't I miss you and all those things back then.
The garden lime dries very quickly. Then I just went through and brushed off the extra pieces that were on there that I didn't want. And then I went in with this Rust-Oleum protective finish. It's a matte finish. Just wanted to give this a spray so that the garden lime will actually stay on the pot, because otherwise if it would have gotten wet, it would have just washed right off. So just giving this a quick spray. It does alter the color a little bit, which is fine because we are going to be going in with some paint. I really just use the garden lime to add the texture. So first I went in with this Waverly paint in the color Fawn, used the damp paper towel method and just kind of patted it all over the pots. And then I went in with the Folk Art Teddy Bear Tan just to give it a little bit of dimension.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merchant change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how.
Here's the part that I think really just adds the most realistic touch. I went and grabbed some leaves from Outback, and these were actually new leaves that are just starting to sprout, so they were very pigmented, and just rubbed it all over the pot. I think it gave it the most realistic look. looking as though these have been aging and just started to get some moss buildup on them. So the leaf trick to me is the most realistic look. I've seen people go in with like a moss colored paint, and that does look very beautiful also. But if you could just go outside and grab a couple leaves, and especially like I said, when they're new like this, they're just so pigmented, and it added the perfect touch to these pots. So like I said, I was actually working on 2 pots, but I decided just to keep one as an aged pot. But I went in and added this floral foam to each of them to hold the stick for the topiary better, and then topped it with some garden soil. I ended up obviously putting the garden soil back and taking the foam out of one of them, but this is a necessary step for holding the stick pretty securely for the topiary. I went out in my own yard, tried to find the straightest stick that I could. I loved this one. It kind of had like a vine that was growing up it and curling around the stick, so I really loved the way that this looked. Then I went to Hobby Lobby and I grabbed this little bush. It was $5.99 and it just makes the perfect topper for this little topiary. So I was just going to use some hot glue to glue it to the stick, and then I'm just going to take some twine to wrap it around to kind of disguise it a little bit better and add just a little bit of a decorative touch.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the
And the last step, of course, is to cut the stick down to the size that I wanted, and then just poke it right through the center of the pot through that floral foam that held it nice and secure. Then I just grabbed some moss from Hobby Lobby and put that over the dirt. Love the touch that this gave. I feel like it gave it a really realistic look, and it looked really pretty because the pot had a kind of a moss look to it also with that leaf that we rubbed on it. The only other thing I did do to this that you didn't see in the video that I forgot to actually film was just tied a very simple little bow up by the twine. And I think this looks so pretty. It's very kind of cottagey, rustic, very simple, but it looks really pretty on the mantle, adding just a little touch of greenery.
agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond.
And then this is that opal wall vase that I have already sprayed with a shiny gold color, and it's a little shiny, but it's not shiny like I wanted. So I went in with the antique gold rub and buff, put it all over, and then waited about 12 hours and buffed it with a lint-free cloth. And I don't really think it did anything, but you guys can let me know.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond hope. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover
So here is the dupe vase from Roan Iris, how it turned out after I put the rub and buff on. I did the rub and buff because somebody had suggested that in my last video, and I was still like, I don't know if I like it or not. They said, what about rub and buff? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I did rub and buff. I did the antique gold, which is my favorite color. But I don't think it did much, honestly. I don't really think it changed it much. It might have like deepened gave it a more antique gold color, but that really wasn't what I wanted. I don't know. I cannot get this shiny like I want it to be, like the shiny brass that the original one is. I'm going to be popping a picture up here just so you could see. So, you know, I just don't really love it. And not only that, but if you listen, this is like the cheap, it might be metal, but if it is, it's like the cheapest metal ever. It almost sounds like this is like plastic or something. So the quality is just not there. So you can see that this one would take three, I don't know if you can see that, 3 screw holes, and I don't want to put 3 screw holes in the wall if I don't love it. The like original nice one has like 2 screw holes here, and then the nice little cover that covers up the screws, like totally different quality. So sometimes I'm okay with like the cheaper quality, but I don't want it to look cheap, and I can't get this to look anything other than cheap. So I sprayed it the first time in my last video with a shiny gold spray paint, the shiniest that I could get. Couldn't get it to come out. Put a few coats on, couldn't get it to come out any better. It still has this kind of matte finish. Put the rub and buff on, buffed it like it tells you to, couldn't get it to work. So anyways, you guys let me know what you think, but to me it kind of looks a little bit cheap. But maybe if it's hanging on a wall and I've got something like a pretty floral arrangement in here and like maybe an apron hanging there, then maybe I would like it. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Do you like it like this or nah? I'm leaning towards nah, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So let me know. Otherwise, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Loved the topiary. I think the topiary, and I love the color of the vase, that richer brown. I think they turned out perfect. I love the way they turned out. The topiary on Amazon was like $42, I think, and I probably paid, let's say I paid $3.99 for the pot. Then I got some, you know, the other stuff. I probably paid $15 or $20. So I would say like half the price. And then I aged the other pot. I had filled it all with dirt and everything, but I'm just going to keep that one an aged pot. So I'm going to put the dirt back in the bag and save the foam for a different project. But yeah, I think that it turned out really pretty. Love that. Love the simplicity of it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of high-end dupes video and how you can make some things for a little bit cheaper. Sometimes it's not worth it to always DIY stuff yourself if it doesn't turn out great. This happened to work out because if you didn't catch my last video, I ended up paying nothing for this. I ordered this from Amazon. It was the $15.99. The second I opened it, I knew I didn't want to keep it. I didn't like the color or anything of it. And even though I had thought I could spray paint it, I was still like, well, I don't want to spray paint something that I literally just paid money for it new. So I put in the return to Amazon and they told me they didn't want the product back. They just returned my money. So in that case, there was nothing to lose by spray painting it. I bought the 1 can of spray paint for a few dollars. I already had the rub and buff. So I didn't really have anything to lose by trying to spray paint it. So anyways, that was that. You know, this is one of those cases that it may be worth it to actually spend the money on the original. I'm not sure. The original's $94. That seems a little pricey, but if it is a quality hook and vase that you would keep up forever, it might be worth it. Sometimes to me, it's worth it to spend a little bit more for a quality item that I'm going to keep for a long time. And then the vase, I think the original on McGee & Co. is $168 for the size that this one is. And I paid, I think it was $24.99 or $19.99. I can't remember, but I'll put it on the screen. I'll have it linked down below too. And it's literally just about an exact dupe. And especially now that I spray painted it, I like it even better. So again, for the price of the vase plus spray paint that I already had, I got a very high-end dupe for much less. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Lots of projects coming up, lots of makeovers and outside stuff. So anyways, and follow me over on Instagram at Decorate with Dana. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.